We welcome you to Cozy Hour Radio, where the boots are dusty and the stories are tall. A whole hour dedicated to the construct of feeling cozy inside and out. Kick your feet up, we've got a show for you that's guaranteed to make your heart sing. We hope you stick around now, you hear.
If you're new here, I welcome you in. We're going to get cozy because it's the cozy hour, and I'm your host, Casey Ua, and we're just going to get right into it. So, as you can see, if you look around, there is no co host today. So, I'm riding solo, pretty much. I'm riding solo. And you know what? I thought that I mean, it is a challenge to host like a podcast, YouTube show, or like anything like that by yourself. It just adds like another layer of being super, super independent. And that thought used to scare me, but not today because we're gonna get cozy about all things vision board and 2024. So, this episode is pretty much gonna be your Spotify wrapped, or pretty much my Spotify wrapped, but year in review Casey edition. So I don't know how we're gonna navigate this episode, being that I'm by myself, but I think it's a good time of year because we're filming this literally on 12/22. So we have like literally a week until 2025. And yeah, let's just get into it. So guys, I don't think I talked about this, or I mean, if you know, you know, there was a vision board party I was a part of at the beginning of this year. So in January 2024, shout out to my friend Sloan. She actually told me to come with her to that event, and I'm kind of happy I did. I never believed really in vision boards, or, because I'm the type of person that makes shit happen. And yeah, but it's kind of crazy. Okay, this is a vision board, but it should be a Ouija board because it's just crazy how so many things fell into place or still are falling into place. And I'm just super thankful and grateful for those things. But I'm glad I have a vision board to kind of document it and, just kind of show like myself, like at the end of the year, because this is December, just where I am in life, where I'm going in life. And at the end of the day, you guys, I feel really, really content. I think 2024, for me, anyways, was the year of finding self discovery, pretty much. Like things that I really like them. I don't know how to explain it, but like, like you have, I feel like you just go through life trying to find things you like and you dislike. And you know what? Sometimes I'm guilty of this, saying that I dislike something, but I try it again and I ended up loving it. But anyways, yeah, let's get into the vision board of it all. So my vision board, as you guys can see, it's kind of blank, I'm not gonna lie. And it's kind of partly due to the party that I went to. The magazines weren't, if we're gonna call a spade a spade, the magazines were like the Oprah magazines, and nothing wrong with Oprah. Wait, didn't we decide that Oprah's canceled? But anyways, yeah, there was a lot of Oprah magazines, so there wasn't like really anything I could really choose from. But as you guys can see, there's like the biggest thing on my vision board was the books. So it was like intentional, but not really intentional because I've been meaning to do it. I just kept pushing things off, pushing things off. And I went and got my public library card again. So I used to have one and then I just didn't use it because when I was going to college, I just used that library. So it was like a no brainer to just use that one. But the Hilo Public Library, I am obsessed. Like, this is like, it's a big library for a small town, and I just love that. And the staff, they already know me by now because I'm always there, and it's literally 10 minutes away from my job, so I'm just like always there. But yeah, that was something I really, really wanted to do, was read more books, and I've been reading more. I'm still So you guys probably know, and I'm still trying to find out like what genre I'm into. I usually gravitate towards self-help books, but for some reason I've been really liking fiction. Yeah, it was like especially the short story novels are so good for me because it's like a story, but okay, so it's a book. If you guys don't know, because I didn't know, it's a book, but they are different chapters, and each chapter is a little snippet of a story. So when I'm reading it, it's kind of like I'm watching an episode of something. So I like that. Another thing on here is going to be um this thing here. It's like an organizing closet. So that was something I really worked towards too, is like not only like organizing, but organizing my sense of style because it's really changed. It's really changed, you guys. I used to be very minimalistic. I kind of still am, I feel like, but I feel like I'm more daring now. I used to just wear like black, and I still love black. That is my comfort color. But I've been kind of like messing around with prints and just having fun with fashion for me is just something that is out of my comfort zone, but it actually brings me comfort. So I have that on there. Another thing I have was some quotes that I found. One of them says, "This comeback is personal. It's an apology to myself." And I think in like the past 2 years, I feel like after losing someone super close to me, I kind of lost myself, and I just kind of felt like I was just existing. So yeah, like after losing someone, I just felt like I was kind of just existing just to exist. I just feel like the past couple years, like 2021 to 2023, I just kind of lost myself, and I just felt like I was existing to exist because, you don't have that person that was literally my biggest motivator and cheerleader and told me everything I could do, anything I wanted to do was possible. And without that, I just felt like a huge loss, as, like normal, you usually feel. But I feel like I've been getting back to myself. Um, and yeah, I think this year for me, looking back, I'm still am like, I'm still kind of trying to bring that into 2025 is to romanticize life. So I look at everything, a new day, as like an adventure, if you will. Being an aesthetic person, I like look at and love aesthetics. I just try to find the beauty in everything, and I think that is something that you can't really be taught, but it's something you just learn to love and grow from. So that is something I work towards every day, is to romanticize life and just practice gratitude. And if you can go to sleep at night and list at least 5 to 10 things that you're thankful for, you're grateful for, I think that's awesome. And yeah, I'm going to practice what I preach because, yeah. But another thing on here, guys, there is a Mercedes steering wheel on here. I didn't get the Mercedes. Spoiler, I didn't get the Mercedes. But I did pay off my car note, and I'm really proud of that actually. I remember when I first got the car note, I was a broke college student trying to make that payment every month. I would pick up extra hours here and there, work side jobs, and just try to make that payment. And then now that I have adult money, and not monopoly money, I have adult money, I can I was able to, like, by the grace of God, just pay a little extra and cut that motherfucker up. Yeah. And then last thing I have on here is I am allowed to take up space. And that, you guys, is my 2024 vision board. But I am allowed to take up space. Oof. So that is something I feel like I didn't have the courage to do in my 20s. I'm still in my 20s, don't get me wrong. I'm 21, but having that sense of taking up space and not being apologetic for it, it's crazy because I would just try to like minimize myself. But why should I? I'm here to take up space. And being an Aries, a fire sign, we do take up a lot of space in the best way possible. But it's something that I had to really adapt to do. And I'm still working on it, just feeling like you're not allowed or you don't feel value to walk in these rooms, these big ass rooms and take up space is crazy. I feel like anybody should be able to. I remember there was this event I went to, and it was something I still do, like really want to do nursing. But I went into this like orientation tour thing of the cancer center here in Hilo, and it was just a big room filled with doctors, nurses, professionals, And I just felt like, what am I doing here? Like I don't belong, but I do. I took up space. I um introduced myself, I networked, and yeah, I don't think I would go to that specific center to work, but I am doing my research, my due diligence, and trying to find a center that I would see myself grow into. So yeah, that's my vision board. That's 2024 wrapped. Okay. And the vision board, when I made it, I told myself I was going to hang it in my office or put it like on the wall. I didn't do it, you guys. I didn't even do it. But somehow I manifested and did things on that vision board. Another thing that's not on the vision board, but I really, really wanted to focus on in 2024 was going to the gym and working on my health. And I actually really did that. I'm proud of myself, like pat on my back. I am very consistent about that. And I mean, I still have work to do. I'm hiding my muscles, hiding my gains, but it is something that thoroughly enjoy. Thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy. I love being in the gym. It is one of the best stress relievers for me especially after a long day at the office. And using all my mental, it's good to just get in the gym and get physical and it just kind of aligns all my chakras and it puts me into like a sense of, I mean, the pain is going to pain, but it also teaches me a little discipline and how to treat my body, like the trigger signs, like am I dehydrated, do I need electrolytes, I got to take vitamins, and I'm doing all my research and taking my creatine and getting my protein and just trying to find a diet that works for me. And yeah, it's crazy, you guys. It's crazy how much changed in a year for me. I swear. But I wouldn't do anything different, honestly, especially with when it comes to my health, because that's something I kind of put on the back burner, and I didn't think that was important, but it really is. It really is, and it's not anything to do with like looking good, like the aesthetic of it all. I mean, it is nice, but for me, anyways, I love, love, love the thought of just feeling good inside and out. And I hope you guys can see it. If you guys follow me on social media, I hope you guys can see it because it plays a huge part in like my anxiety and just things like that, like my mental. It's crazy, right? Our mental affects our physical. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, that's 2024 wrap and a little bit more that we can talk about. Yeah, a little bit more what we can talk about. So, the year in review, 2024, the year in review. Let's see. I took some notes. Okay, so food and drink. Okay, so when I think of food and drinks, like places I frequent a lot, especially here in Hilo, I would say, you guys, my top favorite. My cousin knows this. My family knows this actually. I am obsessed with Sakura Sushi and Grill. Is that what it's called? Sushi and Grill? Sakura Sushi and Grill on Kanoilehua, I believe. Bomb. 10 out of 10. I have my favorite waiter there. Like he already knows what the deal is when we get in, okay? But if you guys ever get to go there, I love the beef tataki, the sweet potato roll. Gotta get the California roll. And then I just like tried this other thing that I really like, the tati roll. It has chicken, cream cheese, and a shrimp tempura in it. Bomb, bomb. And I gotta order a Diet Coke when I get in there. But yeah, Sakura is like my food and drink, like bomb place. Drink, of course. Well, I feel like one of the best places I frequent a lot in Hilo this past year, anyways, was the Cafe Boba. Bomb. The Thai tea is so good. I love that. And yeah, that's pretty much like my top two. Books and literature, as I mentioned, you guys, I'm still trying to find like what genre. I've been renting or borrowing from the library a lot of poetry, self help, and I told you guys I'm dipping into fiction. I do like fiction. I just, I guess like it's like a movie, right? Like yeah, it's a movie. So I got to get back into reading fiction. I used to actually read fiction a lot in elementary and middle school. So it's just like a matter of getting and falling in love with that again. But I do like my nonfiction. I do like my poetry. It's just a nice way to escape. Movies and TV shows, you guys, I mean, I'm sure everybody in America or like around the world actually watched Wicked, right? Like amazing. I don't even like musicals since High School Musical, but Wicked was top tier for me. I like that. TV shows, you guys. Why didn't nobody tell me Gilmore Girls is 10 out of 10? Like what? I love Gilmore Girls. Like I thought it was just like a girly show, but it's actually funny. It's actually good, like what is it, like good feeling, like heartfelt, right? Family, very like I'm obsessed. I'm really obsessed, you guys, with them. And they that watching that show made me want to drink coffee again because of Lorelai's addiction to coffee. But yeah, why didn't nobody tell me that was a good freaking show? Because that is now one of my comfort shows. That and Superstore is my comfort show, if you guys didn't know. Family Guy, Bob's Burgers will always be there, but if you want like not a reality show, but like yeah, if you want like a good heartfelt show, I love Gilmore Girls. And what else? Yeah, I'm just like really obsessed with that. I'm rewatching the seasons like over and over. It's like one of those shows where I put on one before right before you go to sleep. I know there's a word for that, but I love it. Yeah, so that's like my movies and TV shows of the year. Music. Oh my god, music. Hmm. I've been actually like getting into a lot of underground artists. Like nothing like mainstream, but I love, of course, SZA, even though she pissed me off with that late drop of Lana. But yeah, I've been loving just finding new artists and listening to that. Even like older songs, like I don't know who am I listening to, but yeah, I've been loving like going back and finding songs that weren't, well, maybe they were popular, but like trying to bring it back to this generation, I feel like is just amazing. Especially like TikTok does a really good job at that. Like for example, my niece is obsessed right now with "Bye Bye Bye" by NSYNC, and it's stuck in my head really. Hobbies and interests, you guys. I don't know. I guess like I mentioned, I'm very into the gym. Like that is my hobby. I'm there at least 4 to 5 times a week, and I love it. I've been trying to cook more. I feel like this year I did a lot of plant based at sometimes, or just like overall healthy and protein. Um, but yeah, I really really loved just being able to cook and not buying out all the time because oh chow, my life before cooking. I feel like because my hours before when I worked in retail was just like scattered all over the place. I didn't really have time to like sit my butt down and cook. So now I have a little bit more time to meal prep and stuff like that. That is just amazing for me. It saves money too. So number 6 is travel. And for travel for me, you guys, I really didn't really get to travel a lot this year. My job, it's like one of those jobs where it's super super tight knit that you really can't travel. There's like no coverage. Um and I'm thankful to have a job. I'm not complaining by any means, but I really do, I am a believer that everyone, like no matter what you do, take time for yourself, travel, see the world. And if you can't see the world, like, due to whatever circumstances, the quality of life is important. Use those PTOs. That's like one of the things I'm very passionate about is using your PTO because you earn it, you deserve it. And I recently, actually, you guys, I didn't take vacation this year, right? So I got paid out for my vacation and it's taxed. I didn't know it was taxed. But another point of why I said that is because I don't think the money is worth experiencing life. Having a day off, even if it's just a day off and you're doing a staycation or you just want to stay at home and catch up on chores, like take that time for yourself. And that is something I'm super like, I'm going to look for in like my future employers, like, or even if I'm a business owner and I have employees, I'm going to make sure they enjoy their life while they're still here and they still can, do things. Okay, let's see. What is another one? Ooh, style and fashion is another category for this 2024 Wrapped. So, my style and fashion, you guys, I would say, well, today I went for like a preppy vibe. Yeah, very preppy, very demure. That was the word of the year, I think. I read that somewhere. But anyways, yeah, I'm very like I don't know, I'm still trying to find like my jam, you know, my zhuzh, if you will. Of course, black. You guys, I love black. And I just feel like I dress for comfort these days. Like I love. Don't get me wrong, I love to look good, but I think it's more for comfort these days, you guys. But I love sneakers. I'm always gonna love a good pair of sneakers, a good pair of Air Forces, um, slides, loafers. Just slip in, slip out. But denim. I've been loving denim this year. What else? Flare, boot cut. Yep. I just like oversize. I just really love oversize. If you're gonna do oversize like these baggy jeans, pair it with a tighter top. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. And like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I love to mix and match prints. I used to think that was cringy. It's not. It's like just you have to have the eye for it, and not a lot of people do. Technology and gadgets. So it's saying what is my favorite tech or apps or software or social media platforms. I've been actually really, really loving TikTok. You guys know I've been loving TikTok and getting used to posting more on there. Another thing that I can't go without is Notion. If you guys have the Notion app, this is not an ad by the way. I just really love Notion. But it's a good way for me anyways because I'm a paper and pen kind of guy. I like to like write things down. But with Notion, I have it on the go, electronic, and I can access it from my computer or my phone. So it's like right there when I need it. What else? Technology, you guys, the camera I'm filming with, Canon G7X, I've been using that for my pictures. I don't even use my phone. Really, I don't. But I just love the quality, the feel of the when I drop that exposure. Chef's kiss. But yeah, I just love point and shoot cameras now. It's just the vibe. If you know, you know. What else is this asking? Sports and fitness, you guys. Yeah, I want to get into running again. Like run clubs are a thing, but I feel like it would challenge me a lot too to join one and just get my cardio back in. But what my favorite exercise at the gym is arm day. I used to love leg day because I have like freakishly strong legs, but I love arm day nowadays, these days, anyways. It might change next week, but I've been loving arm days for sure. Home and living is number 10. Um, Favorite home decor or brands, furniture or plants. I well, this is not my studio, but my friend's studio. It's surrounded by green, and just like seeing that just makes me happy. It's like a boost of serotonin, and I love that. At home, I have a lot of white and a lot of like earth tones, and I feel like that makes me feel very light because when I used to have back in the day, my decor was very dark and grungy. My theme before was chess pieces, so it was like black and white and chess pieces everywhere. So I was like, you guys know it was like 2014, 2015 vibes, but that used to give me anxiety. But I feel like with like neutral tones and earth tones, even like a splash of green, sometimes it's good to just keep yourself centered, and I love it. I really do. Okay, what is another thing we have here? Ooh, favorite cleaning products. I'm I was very adventurous with my cleaning products this year, but the ones I was adventurous of didn't make the cut. Like I didn't like truly love them. So I'm just gonna stick with my good old Clorox, my good old Pine Sol. Um, I didn't like the pink stuff. You know that brand, the pink stuff. Yeah, the brand, the pink stuff. I didn't really care for, and what else? The Clorox Sentivia, bomb, bomb. I get the lavender vanilla, I think. Another thing, you guys, I love is the Febreze small spaces. Oh my god, my cousin turned me on to them. They're like these little like scented things, like a little car spray or room spray, but it's in a canister and there's like a ventilation in it. You can throw it under your bed, you can put it under your seat of your car, and it's just like an abundance of smell. So I really been loving that for sure. And I'm actually gonna re up on that soon because it's running out. People and relationships. Favorite qualities in a friend or partner, memories, and people who inspire me. This year, I feel like the theme of the word is dependable. Yeah, it's just something where I'm just like, for me, anyways, you guys, I've been really like giving of my time and just like effort, like reaching out to friends and trying to maintain friendships, but I just been like the type to like keep pouring and pouring, and I don't have it in me anymore. So now I'm just really going to focus on me, and if, there's people that are in my life that want to nurture those friendships because it can't be a one-way street anymore. I'm sorry. It's just not the vibe anymore. I really have to be strategic in who has access to me and my time because I don't have much. You guys know I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like I don't even have time for myself sometimes. So if I truly, truly hang out with you, it's because I love you. It's because I'm not expecting like anything in return except the same effort in our friendship. And I feel like as I get older, I'm realizing that, I just peep things and I just hate that when, like this time of year, at the end of the year, people are all like, oh, I'm gonna cut so and so off. Like it ain't nothing to cut that person off. And it's like you don't have to do all of that. Like you really don't. Just be a grown person and just live your life. Like what? It's crazy to me that idea of thinking. And it's not like I had friendships this year actually where, I just kind of like kept to my distance, but I'm very reassuring and I'm like, I'm here if you need me, but if not, I'll be the elf on the shelf and you can put me back on the shelf because I really just don't have the time for that. But at the end of the day, it's no hard feelings, I promise. I'm just booked and busy. I'm just trying to get somewhere in my life. And, you know, there's people that I do miss, but I gotta do what's good for me. And it's kind of selfish, but I can be out here just kind of always making an effort. And it's just a dead end road at this point. But yeah, I'm just happy, you guys. I'm really happy. I literally discovered what do not disturb is on your phone. And I've used it a few times this year. I'm not going to lie, but it was the most peaceful day of my life when I did use it. Okay, so mindset and personal growth. Favorite podcast and stuff. I actually found this podcast called Soju with Sarah. It's actually like a good podcast for anybody in their 20s or just anyone in general, but she talks a lot about like what we go through in our 20s and how to navigate that. And I love she has her co-host James, Juices with James, and he's like funny. So I like that podcast. I listen to it sometimes at work when like just put my AirPods in and I'm doing something that I don't really need to be thinking a lot. I can just absorb information like a sponge. So Soju with Sarah is one. Of course, Giggly Squad. If I need a comedic relief, I listen to Giggly Squad. What else does this thing ask? Favorite person? I don't have that. Favorite person development practices? I don't have that. I don't. I looked into, I don't know, you guys. I'm like the person that I think I don't need therapy, and it's actually scary. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I feel like I'm very much a person that doesn't need therapy. And I know that sounds like kind of like like something a psycho would say, but I feel like I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not perfect by any means, but I do feel like I'm pretty normal, not messed up. Like I don't have a rough childhood story to tell. I don't have any issues, honestly. I don't. Um and I feel like mental health is important, therapy is important, and I hope that whoever needs therapy has access to it because I know it ain't cheap, even with medical. So yeah, I just really, really hope whoever needs it. But speaking of just like personal self improvement, I just try to be better every day. I don't have a guidebook telling me like what to do or how to go about things. I do read self-help books. They do structure my mind or my way of thinking, but it's not something I'm going to follow word for word. But yeah, just like I guess for me just believing in God. I'm not like a super religious person, but I am someone that believes in a higher power, energies and things like that. But for sure, I've been getting closer to God this year, and I like it. I really do like it. So we'll see. Maybe 2025, you'll see me in a church. Okay, how about that? Because at the end of the day, Kisiwa is baptized. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That kind of rounds everything up. And yeah, 2024 was a trip for sure. And I just really, really I can't wait to see what 2025 has in store for all of us. You know, since COVID, I feel like it's been super challenging. And yeah, I just want to create more memories every year, every month, actually. I want to at least create something. But I'm just, yeah, thankful for where I am right now. You guys, there's something that so I had an interview like maybe a few weeks ago. Something that really shook me to my core when they asked me because I've never had this question, you guys. Never. And I went to many an interviews, and they've never asked me name a time where you felt deflated and what did you do about it? I don't fucking know. Like I can't remember. But then I just said like, oh, I'm not someone that so my answer to them was, oh, I'm not someone that stays down for long because I'm not. But I couldn't really think of a synopsis or situation that I felt like that. And you know what, you guys, after like maybe a couple of days passed, I thought about it a lot. And because I was just stumped, like I couldn't name an instance, but you know what? In hindsight, I sat on that question for like maybe 2 or 3 days, and I came up with some like there were times where I felt super deflated and defeated, and how did I navigate through that? You guys, I really didn't navigate through it. I just let it roll off my shoulder, and I told them that being deflated or feeling like that is super valid to feel. I feel like if you don't have a moment or an instance where you feel like that, then you're not human. Everybody has a point where they feel like super down, like you put in your 110% at a job or a career or school or something, and you just keep getting knocked down or just not getting the accolades and the flowers that you deserve. And you know what, that happened to me a few times. I'm not gonna lie, it happened, but the way I go about it is I just don't let it get to me like that. Because when I get into that field, I don't need an ego boost from anybody, you know? Like I mentioned, the one person in my life that always cheered me on is no longer here. And if you're that person and if you told me that I can't do something, then I'll feel like absolutely the worst. And that's the only time it'll get to me. But she's never ever told me that. So anything anyone else says is never gonna get to me, honestly. You can call me like the worst name in the book. It won't even phase me. No, you're not the person that instilled in me good values, you know? So my grandma is the one that did that. My grandma's the one that put the battery in my back to go out into the world and make something of myself. And she's not here. So why am I going to let anybody else tell me otherwise? And, I just felt like in that moment, I didn't have an answer. I really didn't. But I do let things roll off my shoulder like that. It's just never something I take super seriously. And just like a point I'm trying to make is that if you guys ever feel like that, you can feel like that. It's valid. It's okay to feel like that, but you don't have to stay down for long. And yeah, I just want to part that story with you guys because I felt very like blindsided by that question. And also, if someone asks you that in a job interview in the future, now you know what to say. But yeah, it's been a minute since I had a job interview, and because you guys know, I was with my previous employer for 8 years. So, yeah, it was just really crazy because I'm usually the type that goes into interviews like that very poised, very much put together. But that one just, it was like a curveball, threw me to a loop. But I'm just happy I'm here. And honestly, knock on wood, I think I'm gonna get it. Knock on wood, everything goes good with that interview because I am supposed to hear from it. And I hope I have an update for you guys in the next couple weeks, but it's something monumental and it'll push me in the right direction for sure. But yeah, 2025, I'm excited. I'm already planning trips. Quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, we gonna be outside. And I'm just excited for just everything that I have planned. A lot of goals I'm crushing for sure. And yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I feel like 2024 was my year of, like I said, romanticizing, putting myself first. But also, I'm doing a lot of shadow work. So, shadow work, if you guys don't know, it's when you lay down the groundwork for something bigger. So, for example, this year I went to this housing classes, first time homebuyer classes, and that's supposed to set me up for, eventually owning a home in the next couple years. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. Everything is so exciting. Life is exciting. I feel like I don't take anything super seriously. And that's kind of like the vibe I am right now. Like, I mean, it's not shitty to say, but it's just real. Like, this is like my most vulnerable I've ever been in my life, my most unhinged I've ever been in my life. And in a good way, it's in a good way, all in good fun, all in good fun. But yeah, I'm just really having fun with life, you guys. Yeah. And I'm loving every minute of it. There's gonna be major life updates from my other people in my life, like my cousin who's having her first child. I'm gonna have a nephew on the way. Everyone is like, I'm surrounded by babies. I'm surrounded by babies and weddings and stuff like that. So I'm just super excited for everyone involved, all parties. And yeah, we're gonna get the money. We're gonna get to the money. We're gonna get to the goals. We're gonna get to traveling more and seeing the world and romanticizing life, you guys. So if you made it this far in the podcast, you guys, I thank you so much for listening. I hope I wasn't like a rambler. I hope I had a little structure, just a little bit. At the Cozy Hour podcast, we don't really need structure. We're very carefree. But I just hope I, had a little bit of a flow because it's my first time recording by myself and I like it. I kind of like it. It's like what's in my head, but in front of you guys into a microphone. But yeah, I'm really happy. You guys, literally, the hour is up. Literally, it's going to be an hour in like a few seconds here. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching if you're watching on YouTube. And thank you guys so much for getting cozy with me today. And yeah, that's our cozy hour, you guys. So thank you for so much for sticking around now. You hear?